In the previous episode, after relentless effort, Yuri and the others finally got their wish to participate in the Women's University's cultural festival. However, for some reason, Yuri and Kohi ended up becoming waiters at a maid cafe. The story began when Aina and her friends decided to open a maid cafe. Unlike typical maid cafes, the staff here all wore heavy makeup just like Aina, seeing this as a perfect opportunity to prevent Chisa from being hit off. Yuri tricked her into staying at Aina's cafe by claiming she could meet more friends to go diving with. As expected, the mention of diving worked like a charm. But Chisa refused to embarrass herself alone unless Yuri stayed to help as well. Though reluctant, Yuri agreed to her condition, remembering Nana Case asked for him. Of course, he couldn't let Kohei miss out on the fun of cross-dressing. However, Kohei claimed he had more important plans arriving early to line up for a concert. When Hana learned that Kohei was a huge fan of the voice actress performing at the festival, she offered to arrange a backstage meeting for him through her friend, the concert organizer. Faced with such an irresistible offer, Kohei couldn't refuse and agreed to stay and help at the cafe. Admittedly, Yuri's plan worked perfectly with heavy makeup. No one bothered Chisa anymore, but he couldn't understand why he and Kohei were required to wear the same makeup. Aina explained that this way, customers would be more eager to interact with them. Yuri groaned that if anyone recognized him like this, he'd die on the spot. Unfortunately, his fears came true when Azusa visited the cafe and immediately spotted the cross-dressed duo, teasing them mercilessly. She then asked if they were free to help, as the concert was short-staffed and just having its runtime cut. Hearing this, Kohei couldn't stay put. He changed outfits and rushed off with Azusa to assist. Yuri thought he was safe from further encounters with acquaintances. But still, for unexpected guests arrived at the cafe, Mitri and his friends happened to pass by and decided to stop in. Luckily, they didn't recognize Yuri and Dra. He planned to avoid them until they left. But then he overheard them plotting to hit on girls behind his back, even joking that his presence would lower their success rate. Curious, Yuri decided to teach them a lesson. First, he served them coffee spiked with it. Then, pretending to apologize, he offered to exchange contact info only to secretly use Mitri's phone to message his ex-girlfriend, informing her that he was hitting on girls at the cafe. Soon enough, she stormed in and gave him an earful. Next, Yuri feigned interest in Nohima, luring him outside under the pretense of introducing him to friends only to report him to security as a creep. As for Yamamoto, in the spirit of shared suffering, Nohima dragged him down before Yuri could even act. Only Fujiwara, thanks to his near invisibility, escaped unscathed, successfully driving off the three, left Yuri feeling triumphant until his own antics got him kicked out for causing a disturbance. The group consoled themselves that at least they were free from the nightmare of heavy makeup. But that, they learned from the news that the makeup was only phase 1 of the cafe's planned phase to involve the maids removing their makeup to surprise customers with a transformation reveal. Horrified, Yuri and the others begged the guards to let them back in. To no avail. Left with no choice, they resolved to reclaim their place at the festival by their own means. Will Yuri and the others make it back into the cultural festival? Stay tuned to my channel for the latest updates on new episodes.